All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the daily update of my 1000 days challenge. This is day 162. So let's get things started. All right, so first and foremost, you'll notice there's a small difference in terms of yesterday balance to today, and that's actually due to the actually small difference that I'm actually marking up in terms of the funding rate that's affecting my experimental trade setup. So one thing to bear in mind that in comparison to my main trading setup, which is trading on the longer time frame on a 4-hour and daily time frame, the kind of funding rate will definitely be a significant or more significant portion in terms of percentage wise. And it's because of the holding period I'm holding in comparison to the experimental trade setup, which is done on a shorter time frame period on a 1-hour basis. So yeah, being on the 1-hour basis means that the holding period is shorter, which means that it gets affected by less funding. So there's something that adjusts a little bit on that. So that's affected the calculation on that a little bit on that. Otherwise, there's more or less no change in terms of the trade setup that's been being taken. All right, in terms of a quick run through on the weekly update, you'll notice that, we actually transited to it. I think I typed wrongly. I remember KWeb still in the neutral market structure on the weekly chart, but just to make sure, let's just go and take a look. Yeah, still in the neutral market structure. So that's something to bear in mind. Yeah, so basically there's no change in terms of the market structure on the weekly chart basis. All of them are making record high in that sense in terms of the recent highs, especially for ASH and KWeb. But in terms of S&P 500 and Nasdaq, all of them are closing with all-time high as well, as you can see over here. Nicely over here, 13,000 over here. So even if investor is so caught in the high at 10,000 mark on the break, you could have still made a very nice 30% profit since then from August to date. So yeah, the market has been really strong to date. But yeah, let's see how price goes over a period of time. Okay, so there's something to bear in mind. In terms of the daily market structure, you will see that comparing it to yesterday, it still remains more or less the same. And strictly speaking, for S&P 500 and for Nasdaq, it still remains in a somewhat neutral market structure with higher highs but higher low. So you want to have a confirmation of a higher low before it is so-called technically considered a bullish market structure in that sense. But otherwise, I still consider as a bullishness momentum, it still remains intact. All right, and finally, in terms of Bitcoin wise, so yep, you notice this trading setup was done very nicely as what I mentioned yesterday. So right now, even though it has fallen a little bit off it after hitting my target over here, with these price action candles, you can see hit very nicely 1:1.5. So of course, you could have chosen to take profit because right now things does look a little bit overextended, especially on a weekly chart basis. But on the daily chart, you'll notice that it is slightly overextended also. So potentially you could be a little bit more aggressive to take profit. So for me, I'm still a little bit more aggressive in a sense. I will still let this 50 simple moving average as a trailing stop loss. So yep, that's for me. Or you can choose to take 50% profit and let it remaining right on this 50 simple moving average on the 4-hourly chart. So yeah, that's basically about it. Oh, and what I mentioned over here is basically you can see the KWeb has a very nice bounce off the support if you look in terms of the daily chart and over here. So basically this is a very classic pattern whereby you have a long consolidation period. You break above, you retest the support exactly, and it closes right above the support region, and boom, it's now making up to higher high. So I have no regret entering around $79 region. So that's for me. And yeah, but like what I mentioned for KWeb and AHR, I definitely do not trade. And even for S&P 500 and Nasdaq, you could potentially consider trading. But the reason why I do not trade on ASHR and KWeb is also significantly because of the gap they tend to have. As due to news and stuff like that, they could get up or get down significantly, resulting in very high slippages. So yep, otherwise that's more or less about it. I have the quick update I have for you guys today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.